Hey there, banana grabbers. Hi, Rona.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to another episode of How Much Could a Banana Cost? Today, very excited because one, we have a cocktail or a drink, a featured drink.
Featured drink.
A featured drink. We have something called a Blue Devil.
Ooh, what's in a Blue Devil?
It is 2 parts clear rum, 1 part the blue cacao. I don't know how to say
Curacao.
Curacao. 2 parts orange juice. Make the rim with a little bit of lime juice, and then do a cocktail shaker with a little ice, shake it up, and pour it out. And it's supposed to be blue. It's a little kind of greeny blue. It kind of looks like ocean water,
Mm-hmm.
but it's in spirit for blue jeans.
I was gonna ask, is that our topic for today?
Yes,
Blue jeans.
blue jeans.
Okay.
Yeah, so I like jeans. Your grandpa, I generally wear jeans that
Tattered jeans.
not tattered, but
Hold
weathered
jeans.
weathered jeans,
I
and
think they're coming back in fashion. I mean, people wear t-shirts with holes in them,
yeah.
and they cost $200.
Yeah. So anyway, your grandpa likes to call me the victim of Yolanda, and that's his joke that he always calls me every single time, even though Hurricane or Typhoon Yolanda was 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
In the Philippines. So there was a devastating typhoon that hit the Philippines and they call it Yolanda. So in the Philippines, they name all the typhoons after women's names because, it's kind of a backwards.
They do it here too, but they switch it up, right? It's like, is it man, woman, or they choose it by year? Is it like oh, the odd years are men and the even years
Yeah.
are women? Because there are some men hurricanes, right?
Yeah. In
Yeah,
the Philippines,
Andrew.
it's like all named after women. And from what I heard, it's because they believe the typhoon is the same temperament as a woman.
Oh, it makes total sense.
Whatever, backwards. Anyway, Yolanda hit the Philippines maybe 11 or 12 years ago, and my grandpa always teases Noah that he's like a victim of Yolanda.
Because I wear ripped jeans.
Yeah, he's like, victim of Yolanda.
But he always calls our dogs my name.
Yeah. He's 96.
He's allowed to. He can get away with it. But blue jeans. I like jeans.
Uh-huh. Do they have to be blue? Like, did
No,
you specifically look up
I'm just
blue jeans or just jeans in general?
jeans in general, but they happen, most of them are like in the spectrum of blue, right?
Right. Yeah.
Unless
mean,
you're doing acid wash.
I have black jeans. I
I
have
think it's just black jeans.
gray jeans.
I guess so. I guess there's jeans. But so there used to be pants existing, but jeans weren't a thing until late 1800s. Name that you're probably familiar with or have heard, Levi Strauss.
Oh, okay. The
Uh,
brand Levi's?
the brand Levi's,
Uh-huh.
but Levi Strauss, he came to New York from Germany in 1851 to join his older brother who had a dry goods store over here in the US. When he was living in Germany, his name was actually Loeb Strauss.
Loeb.
Loeb Strauss.
Oh.
So if he didn't think to change his name, I don't know why he did. Maybe try to make it a little more Americanized. It doesn't say. He just changed his name when he got here. But he could be wearing Loeb jeans. Doesn't have the same
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
it doesn't catch.
Wait, so his full name was Levi Strauss. I thought for some reason that was like a partnership. Like his first name's Levi, his last name's Strauss.
Levi Strauss is his first and last name, and there is some sort of partnership. I'll get to that. So he lived in New York. He got here in 1851, and in the year 1853, the gold rush was happening in full swing.
Yeah.
So tons of people were moving all the way out west to prospect and dig for gold, which is pretty cool. He decided that he was going to move from New York to San Francisco, and he was going to establish the western branch of the family business.
Gotcha. What's a dry goods store?
I actually wrote that down. So I was like, I don't know like exactly what it is. I think it's just like a general store. So they
Oh,
sold
okay.
all sorts of things, like just like clothes. I guess it would be like
Like,
a,
did they can stuff back then at that
I
point?
guess it would be like a Walmart, but like a local one. right? Like an 1800s Walmart. 'Cause it was like it just had like the things you might need,
Uh-huh.
right? Like it wasn't like a butcher where it
Like
sold
a
meat
yeah,
or anything.
general
Like a
merchandise.
general
They don't sell
merchandise.
food. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
There was no wet goods though.
What's his brother's name?
I actually didn't look that up.
Okay.
It's not important. He didn't make the
Yeah,
jeans.
didn't make the cut. Wait, so episode callback, this was happening at around the same time as the banana was introduced in
Mhm.
America.
Mhm.
Lots of innovation happening in 1800s.
Everything's going down back then.
Okay.
So the dry goods stores sold all sorts of things, but one of the items that he was selling was cotton cloth.
Okay.
So, people out west, they need cotton cloth. And one of his customers who was constantly buying the cotton cloth was Jacob Davis. Jacob Davis was a tailor and he was based out of Reno, Nevada. So, well, I don't know, but a couple hours. Like, I don't know what they used back then, like horse and buggies and stuff. It was probably pretty far,
It's
actually.
probably like a few days journey.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's right down the road, San Francisco. I mean, it takes us, what, like 3 hours, 2.5 hours? It's not that far, but
Yeah.
back then it was pretty far. But Davis, his reason he would buy all the cloth, he made like functional items such as tents and horse blankets and wagon covers,
Mm.
which I guess were needed back then. Horse blankets and wagon covers aren't, super popular today, but back then they
Mhm.
were all the rage. One of Davis's customers asked to order a pair of sturdy pants that could withstand hard work. So one of his customers is like a laborer. A lot of people back then, they're working in mines, they're doing all types of stuff.
What did they wear before jeans? Did they have like pleated pants and
They're just
stuff?
naked. They wore tuxedos. They're like, this isn't very good for prospecting. So anyway, one of his customers ordered a pair of sturdy pants. So he got the denim and cotton that he bought from Levi's store and then made them stronger by placing copper rivets at the places where the pants would rip the most. So
At the crotch area.
like the crotch area, the like corners of the, what's that called? Like the pockets, like where they would like
Oh.
rip apart. So anyway, they became popular. Like the person really liked them, and Davis wasn't quite as business savvy, so he reached out to Levi Strauss, who is buying the materials from and who was a businessman at the time, and they said, "Hey, let's patent these things," and they became business partners.
Okay.
So that's how the jeans were invented.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere before that it was originally used for tents and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like the material. Yeah, it's just like be a durable material that can take a beating. But the pants, they originally called them waist overalls. They had one singular back pocket, a watch pocket. So people didn't have wristwatches back then. A cinch. I don't know what that is. I guess that's like in the butt, like where they like can like tighten it up
Uh-huh.
to like make it so you could like
Okay.
tailor it. Suspender buttons. So there was no belt loops on the pants because people
Oh,
didn't wear
belts at the time.
belts at the time. And then obviously the rivets in the crotch and at the corners of the pockets.
Were there zippers already back then or no?
No, they were button fly.
Oh,
They were
okay.
button fly. In 1879, Levi's pants, they were selling for, take a guess how much?
1879.
1879.
$2.
Pretty close.
Okay.
$1.46, equivalent to about, $45 in today's money. So they've kind of stayed consistent.
Yeah.
They weren't,
Yeah.
super expensive.
I
but they
guess the
weren't-
material isn't, affected by the global supply chain shortage. But yeah, they have stayed pretty consistent.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So Levi Strauss actually passed away. He was kind of old. Like I saw a picture of him like in the 1800s. He was kind of like an older dude. But Levi Strauss passed away in 1902. And by 1911, the company was owned and operated by Strauss's nephews. They made pants in like denim, and I think they called it like duck cotton. I don't know what that exactly is. I guess it was just like a type of material. But due to customers' demand, they stopped making the jeans out of the cotton duck.
Uh-huh.
And then they stuck strictly to denim, considering that it was a superior fabric and people liked them, and they became like actually more comfortable with each wash. They came, like jeans now, there's like a little rough in the beginning. They become like a little softer with each wash. So these pants were ideal for like manual labor workers, like in the mines and the railroads. So sort of like, like Carter art or whatever nowadays. Carhartt nowadays, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people kind of wear it now that it's like a little cool, but it was like, it's actually like meant for like,
People only want to wear Carhartt until it's time to do Carhartt shit.
Yeah.
They're like, nah.
So by the 1920s, the Levi's garments were so popular that they actually opened up a second factory in Frankfort, Indiana.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why Indiana?
I don't know. I guess just because of, location issues, right? Like
Was there like a
pretty central to the country
well, I
or
guess like
ish.
I'm curious if there was like a big German like immigrant population there, considering it's named Frankfurt.
Maybe.
And he's from Germany, so maybe it was like a natural
Maybe he was
move.
like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we can, I know people there. We
Yeah,
can build a factory." You know,
yeah,
actually makes sense. It didn't say why
like make
there in
connection.
particular. I thought maybe because of the like geographical location, but so yeah, again, they were like laborer pants that were durable. But by the mid-century, the American soldiers, so like World War II,
Mm.
they had taken their blue jeans to war. So they were like durable war pants. Like not that I mean they wore like their army pants too, but the guys like hanging around the base and stuff like that,
Yeah,
fixing up airplanes and doing
yeah.
whatever.
So what were they wearing before? It's like, oh man, the crotch like ripped apart
I
again
guess they have like their army pants,
while they're in
right?
battle. Yeah, but
What
what
do
are
army
those
pants
made
have?
of? I
I
feel
have
like
no
they're made
idea.
of
Jeans?
denim.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
the soldiers wore their like blue jeans around
Uh-huh.
as they wore, hanging around. Which had the people in the European countries liking the style.
They're like, ooh, look at that soldier's pants.
So the civilians back home as well started wearing them for like leisure activities. Interestingly enough, Marilyn Monroe helped lead the way for women to wear blue jeans for fashion. She had a starring role in the movie Clash by Night in 1952. The style back then was still like a high-waisted work pants, but slimmed down, so it would be like fitting for women. Around that same time, for men, who do you think made blue jeans cool?
Marlon Brando.
James Dean
Oh, okay.
is the rebel without a cause. Remember that? Like the white
Yeah.
t-shirt, the jeans, the
Ah, yeah,
cigarettes in the
yeah.
arm. So that made people start to like really covet jeans.
Wait, when was this? The fifth?
The 50s, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's pretty recent
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
people are like, oh, jeans are cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, again, jeans were invented in the late 1800s, were basically like laborer pants and work pants and, just so they wouldn't get wrecked in the mines and wrecked
Yeah.
on the.
I guess the blue collar nature of jeans made it kind of an informal wear.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
people
'cause I
back
guess like in
then
the
were like
20s, they
very
always wear like
formal.
hats,
Yeah, like they
top
had top
hats and
hats and coat
nice
tails,
coats. Yeah.
bow
Yeah.
ties.
So I guess it was like, oh, what do you like?
Yeah, and really until recently, even at work, it was kind of informal to wear jeans.
You couldn't wear jeans
You'd have
unless
to wear a
you
pantsuit.
were like working outside of a customer's view.
Yeah.
At least in Jersey, up until like I guess when we moved to California, you were able to start wearing jeans places as long as they weren't like ripped jeans,
Yeah. As long
which
as
where all
they're
my
not like
jeans
your
are ripped. All my jeans look like Victim of Yolanda. So funny story, when we were actually in the Philippines, so little backstory, we lived in the Philippines for a year. I didn't work or do anything, and in the middle of the night, because I had nothing better to do, I would go and just hang out with the security guards, and I would give them cigarettes and alcohol.
bother the security
Well, they
guards.
weren't doing much anyway. And I'd always be like, "Can I hold your gun?" And they'd be like, "Okay, fine." And then I'd be like, "I'm gonna shoot it." And they'd be like, "Please don't. I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble." I've never shot one of their guns. I threatened to shoot their guns all the time.
Honestly, I don't even know if they're loaded.
They might not be.
Yeah.
No, I think they might have like they were like, "Please don't." But you could tell I was just doing it to like break their balls, but you could tell
yeah.
they didn't find it funny.
I want to give a little bit of context. Like almost every public establishment in the Philippines that takes in more than 50 people have security guards.
Yeah.
That's just like a thing there.
Yeah, they're all over. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah. And they're not like highly paid or anything. They're just like it's just like somebody present to deter people from stealing things.
It's
I
kind
would
of like a
assume.
doorman but with weapons,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would just go and drink with them and bring them booze and hang out with them. But all my jeans are ripped, and the one dude's like, "Why are all your jeans ripped?" I'm like, "I don't know. It just sort of happens." And like 45 seconds later, I walked away to go pee, and I stepped on like a vent in the grass. Like I don't know what it was, and I fell like my one leg in, and it like ripped my pants like really bad up the leg. And it was like, oh, see, that's exactly what happened. So I guess that's what happens with
In the Philippines, they call those types of pants like free air conditioning.
I guess it makes sense. It's really hot and humid in the Philippines. So they actually worked out well. And I think they look cool. I like ripped jeans. When I went to
Some of your pants of like are all holes.
they
Like
were
oops,
they
all
were
holes.
I went to with some friends. This is like 13, 14 years ago before I met you. We went to Spain and Morocco, and we went to, I believe it was in the south of Spain. I can't remember. We went to like a casino. We're like, oh, we'll go. And I had like really ripped jeans, and everybody then was like rolling them up to like 75%,
Mhm.
right? Like, so they weren't like all the way down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I had like the 75% jeans,
Uh-huh.
and I went in, and the lady was like, oh, then she was like speaking, I guess it was Spanish, or I believe it wasn't Morocco. They don't do the gambling
She
there.
was waving you
But
away.
she was like this and saying like, no. And then she was like, broken pants, broken pants. And it was like, oh, okay. Like, no,
Did you have to buy pants or you just never went to that place?
I think I just kind of pretended I didn't know what was going on, and they just kind of let it happen.
So you ignored her.
No, I was like, okay, yeah. Like, just, come on. I'm on vacation. All right. Anyway, about the jeans. So we were saying back in the day they were selling for $1.46, which is like $45. I looked up the Levi's webpage, and most of them are selling for full price at $60 to $70 for most styles, but they're like most of them are on sale at around the $40 range, or like
Okay.
a lot of them
Yeah.
are.
So it basically just kept up with inflation.
It's kept up with inflation. It's pretty consistent, which is
Yeah.
cool.
I do wonder, like, well, now I'm curious to see a photo of the first jeans,
Mm-hmm.
first pants. So what did they call them?
They called them waist overalls.
Waist. Oh, waist
not
overalls.
WASTE.
Of course.
Do you just crap in them? But yeah, waist overalls.
That's actually a really good name for it.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess it was like you wore your suspenders, so you
Yeah.
didn't need to have the loops and the front thing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen anybody wear suspenders since like crisscross,
You only really see them like in movies
or
where
for like children.
there's a farmer in the middle of like
Yeah,
Indiana.
like farmers and children wear overalls.
I used to wear overalls a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, because you were a kid.
Yeah, but it was like kind of a pain in the ass when you have to go to the bathroom.
With the waist overalls. Okay. Levi's again selling for, $45-ish. What do you think the most expensive pair of Levi's ever sold?
Most expensive pair of Levi's?
Uh-huh.
2,800. Higher?
Higher.
15,000.
Higher.
Okay. 56,000.
Very close. So it says an original pair of Levi Strauss 501 jeans from the late 1800s. This is back in 2005, was sold for $60,000 to
Wow.
a collector in Japan.
Was it like an art piece?
No, they were just like a pair of jeans from back then,
Oh,
like from
damn.
the 1800s. Because again, people weren't buying them like the sneakerheads who were like, oh, I'm going to go and like store these and not touch them or anything else like that. These were like working clothes.
They were probably like way thicker back then too.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they're probably
Right?
like that.
And they, now if you buy jeans, sometimes it's not even actual denim.
Yeah, it's mostly cotton.
Yeah.
It's like half cotton.
Like
mixed in.
stretchy, like the skinny jeans and stuff.
Yeah. So they sold to a collector in Japan. They said that there's not many. There's only probably a handful of complete jeans from the pre-1900s that are like complete pairs that are in existence. And this particular pair of jeans was found by a group of friends in an abandoned silver mine in the Mojave Desert back in 1998.
Interesting.
So I guess like some dude's doing some exploring. Like, what happened? Did he like diarrhea his pants in the mine? It was like, just gonna go home in my underwear.
Yeah, it was too hot.
Crap my pants. Like what? Like who would abandon their pants at work?
I mean, honestly, though, my theory is that he died and the body just disintegrated.
Well, they would have found like bones and stuff.
Yeah,
in
that's
it.
true, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, animals
Maybe it was
probably
hot and he
took
took them off, and he was like, "Where did I put my jeans?"
So the guy was a jeans collector?
So the guy who bought it was a jeans collector. Get this. So
Interesting hobby.
that was in Japan.
Uh-huh.
That was on eBay. So there was like what's it called? It was
Oh,
like
okay.
documented. There was also a pair of 1893 jeans that sat unused. So they were in like perfect shape. They were gigantic as well. They had a 44-inch waist. Like,
Wow.
he must have been like a 400-pound dude who bought them. Maybe he bought them and it was like, I don't fit in these. I look ridiculous. Anyway, they went for auction back in 2016. I can't find the auction company. I don't like whatever auction company it was. They scrubbed it from the internet, I'm sure. But they went for auction back in 2016. But apparently there was like a computer glitch that like screwed the auction up, and they ended up like not selling because like
Mm.
the auction went sideways. But apparently afterwards, the dude who owned the jeans sold them to a collector in Asia for $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So
wonder if it's how many jeans collector are there in the world?
I don't know, but I was thinking that same thing. One went to Japan, one went to Asia, and it was like, maybe the same dude
Yeah,
buying
maybe
them.
the same dude. I'd be interested to meet this dude and be like, why did you decide to collect jeans?
What's with the jeans? What do you think? And this isn't sold. This is, a lot of companies trying to do
Listed.
publicity crap.
Yeah.
What do you think the most expensive jeans for sale are in the world?
Most expensive jeans for sale. 450 grand. $1.2 million.
$1.3 million. There's a company called, ready for this, Secret Circus.
Huh. Is it made out of gold or something?
So, you want to take it? I'll show you a picture of it. It's pretty bad.
Okay.
Ready?
What is the gimmick? What? Can I? Is it like embroidered?
Like back in like Jersey Shore times, like 10 years ago, when people had like all that like rhinestones and like all the like
Yeah.
the like
So,
bullshit all over
yeah.
your pants.
So it's like embroidered with fancy. I don't even call it fancy. It's kind of like
Yeah, it's like it looks like the old like what were those ones called? Was it True Religion? And they had the big pockets with like
yeah,
gemstones and all that crap
yeah.
on them. It looks like
Those are expensive too.
they are expensive, or they
Yeah.
were at least like 10 years ago. Do you think people are still buying those?
I don't know. I last heard of it in a
I guess they're buying them in like
Black Eyed Peas song.
they talked about True Religion.
7 G's True Religion. I said no, but they keep giving.
Oh.
In the hump hump.
Oh. Oh, Fergie. Was that when she went solo?
No, my humps.
That wasn't her. When did she go solo? What was her solo song?
When she was spelling her name.
Oh yeah. All right. Anyway, these look. If you should Google them if you're on the listening.
What's the name? Secret
Circus.
Circus.
Secret Circus. What did they have a name for these
the
jeans?
pants look. It's basically it looks like normal jeans, but with like embroidered nonsense on it.
Yeah, and that ugly nonsense is there's a lot of diamonds in it. Specifically, there's a 4.6 carat marquee cut diamond worth $138,000, 2 6-carat round diamonds worth $340,000, a 1 5-carat princess cut worth $140,000, 1 pear cut diamond worth $180,000, and then 10 single carat diamonds worth in total about $68,000.
They would make more money just selling the diamond.
I know.
Like that's so stupid.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody should buy those jeans.
And just pull the diamonds out?
Yeah, and then sell them.
Yeah, 340. Yeah, doing the math.
Maybe they're really like shitty quality diamonds.
They might be. Not the most expensive ones. You see another pair of like really expensive ugly jeans?
Yeah.
Remember the victim of Yolanda? These ones look like Situation from Jersey Shore got swept out to sea and then washed up in these things.
What? Are those seaweed? What is that?
It's just like patches and like weird gold
Oh, like a chain looking
skulls.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's skulls and stuff.
It basically is like a tattered jeans with
Yeah.
skull like chain looking thing.
I think you would be.
How much is that?
And the crazy thing is they're like not even like a nice cut.
Yeah.
Like they're like baggy.
Well,
cut.
because like these were things that they probably put up like in 2001.
That's probably true.
You know, that it hasn't kept with the times.
Yeah. These are by the brand Do Assault Apparel called Trashed Denim, costing $250,000.
Well, those pants made me feel assaulted. So
it's an assault on your eyes. So they say, this is from their sales pitch, every piece of Dassault Apparel Trash Denim is washed at least 13 times before entering the formal. First of all, how many of these are they making? before entering the formal process of manufacturing that ends with the creation of fashionably distressed denim jeans. The reason why they're so expensive is they use diamonds, rubies, and gold on all the all the
Aren't you supposed to not?
accoutrements of nonsense are actually
Aren't you
expensive.
supposed to not wash your jeans?
I personally,
You wash your jeans a lot. That's why they're holy.
no, I don't dry them. So I don't know. I don't know. I wash them cold, but then
Mhm.
I like leave them out to dry,
Yeah.
and then they stay like kind of like crunchy. Because if you dry them, I feel like it like sucks like 1% of the fabric goes into the ether every time you dry them. I don't know if this is real or not. This is my thought process is they're like going down like a
You mean you
percent.
don't put them in the dryer?
I don't put them in a dryer. I
Yeah.
don't like to put them in a dryer. In the wintertime, sometimes you have to because like
It will get dank.
yeah, they'll never dry. They'll
It'll
just
just be
turn
moldy.
into like that mold smell. But in the summertime, it's hot. It's hot and dry here where we live in California, so
Yeah.
they just dry out.
Yeah. I personally have never washed my jeans. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say.
Well, I wear them like 5 times and then I wash them.
5 uses?
Yeah, like 3 to 5 times, unless it's like a really filthy night. And then
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
they
But if
don't-
I'm just going to the grocery store,
I'm at like 3. I think 3 is about
yeah.
3 is about the max I'll wear them.
Yeah, but you wear your jeans like the entire day. Like I can't wait to peel my pants off when I get home. You wear them like just lounging around, going to sleep. I'm like, how is that comfortable?
I can sleep in jeans.
It's like,
As long as you take the belt off, you could sleep in jeans.
yeah, no. Maybe my jeans are too tight.
So we talked about the cost,
Yes.
like physical or whatever, like financial
price
cost,
tag,
price
yes.
tag of jeans. Interestingly enough, jeans and fashion in total is like pretty bad for the environment.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Before we get too into that, Americans in total,
Uh-huh.
how many pairs of jeans do you think the average man and the average woman have?
15.
There's slightly different numbers for men and
Oh,
women.
okay. For men, I would say 15,
You think a man has 15 pairs of
10
jeans?
to 15. Yeah. They just don't wear like 10 of them. And then women, probably, I don't know, 8?
So men are actually less than women.
Okay.
So women have on average, this is a Fashion United study, so I don't know how accurate this crap is.
Fashion University.
I mean, this is like weird information. Like I don't know how to like verify these things. So I'm getting
Where
like,
did you find this?
just looking at the computer. I don't know.
You just click on the first link.
I'm not going and clicking on like Facebook memes where it was like QAnon wants you to buy jeans.
Oh, but fashionunited.com, sure.
They probably did some study that was it's mildly accurate. But anyway, they say that women on average have 7 pairs of jeans, men have 6. But for both men and women, it shows that there's only really 4 that they wear.
Yeah, that sounds
But there's
about
like
right.
4 in rotation.
Yeah,
And that's pretty accurate. I think I
Yeah.
have 3 in rotation.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I probably have about
Well,
7 pairs
'cause,
of jeans.
you know, jeans are not very forgiving when it comes to weight changes.
Hmm.
So if you gain 20 pounds, lose 20 pounds, either side of that, it would either become too baggy or too like tight.
Yeah. And I feel like whereas jeans can last a while, the like trend of what
Yeah.
type of jean is in changes really quick. Because it'll
Yeah.
be like skinny, now big. Remember Jenko jeans?
Yeah, I used to wear those.
You had an actual pair of Jenkos?
They were called elephant pants in the Philippines, and it swallowed me whole.
They were monsters, right?
Yeah, they were big, but
Ugh.
everybody was wearing them. How could I not have
My
one?
buddy Nick had a pair and it had like a skunk stripe down the side. And I was so jealous, but they weren't cheap.
Mine were a black pair of pants, and it had like a red piping on the side. I thought it was so cool. Oh,
Sorry, that
our
was
dog's
the dog
playing
just
with the
squeaked her
toy.
toy.
I also used to wear those capri pants.
Like the 75% pants.
Yeah, the 75% pants.
Those are coming back.
Well, this was back when I didn't know anything about proportions and fashion. So I'm a short person. I'm like 4'11", and they're and a little wide, so they're probably not the best for my
So it looked like you were
figure.
wearing children's pants?
Well, it just made me look even shorter
That's true.
and stubbier. I used to wear those embroidered pants as well. I thought they were super fancy
I'm glad that
and cute.
I'm glad that I didn't have a lot of money, like, during some of the times when, like, the really nonsense stuff came out,
Yeah.
like, the Jenkos, like, I couldn't afford them, so it was, like, good because I don't want a picture of me at 16 wearing Jenkos and be like, "Ah, geez, what was I thinking?" You know what I mean? Or the like, the Jersey Shore pants
Yeah.
when they used to put, like, every shirt and pants again, I'm from Jersey, so, like, this is this is, like, what was cool then, but, like, all the, like, rhinestone nonsense that
Oh,
was on,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
every piece of man's clothing,
Oh, yeah.
like, I didn't I kinda missed the wave because it came and went pretty quickly, so I
Yeah.
wasn't able to buy into the trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, pants in the Philippines, of course, I wasn't wearing Levi's. Who knows if they were, I don't think they were made of actual denim. But yeah, they're pretty cheap, but they also like get destroyed pretty easily.
Yeah,
Or it's like very thin
they're
material.
mostly, like, cotton at those
Yeah.
ones, like, they make, like, cotton jeans.
Yeah. Actually, I was thinking, so the cost of jeans seems like it kept up with inflation.
Mhm.
But I was reading something about, I think it's called shrinkflation, where you're already paying more
Oh, they
for
call it
this.
unflation.
Well, you're already paying more for the same thing,
Mhm.
but the quality of that thing has actually gone down. So
Mm.
it's not just you're paying more for the same thing, you're paying more for a shittier product.
Oh.
And so you're actually losing a lot more money
Oh.
than, you think on the surface. And so I feel that maybe with jeans, there's something similar there where, yes, it kept up with inflation, but the quality hasn't been as great.
They haven't been like you couldn't go and work in a coal mine in it today.
Yeah, no, you can't.
They would shred.
You can't. You can just wear it like working from home.
Yeah. Remember a coworker I worked with, her boyfriend was really he would tell you about his raw denim, and they were really expensive. He talked about raw denim, and I was like,
Yeah.
I still don't know what that is. I should have Googled that. But remember he would talk about that, and they were like, they weren't cheap,
I
and
don't know.
you like literally couldn't wash them
That
and stuff.
that guy really liked to flex though.
Yeah, he did like the flex. But like, what do? You just like if you can't wash it, you just like Febreze it. Do you just air it out? Do you like cook it a little bit so like the bacteria, or freeze it? Maybe you freeze it so the bacteria dies.
I doubt he would freeze his pants.
Because like if you can't wash it, like
Probably
not
like
that
a
I'm like some like rank dude, but like
dry clean.
I don't know what that is though. I don't like what do they do with the dry cleaners? I
I
think
don't
I
know.
suspect that I would think I would just open a dry cleaners and I would just Febreze your stuff and I would just put it into a thing and they'd be like, okay,
So never trust a Knox dry cleaners.
knock dry cleaners. What goes on in the back? Don't worry about it. You guys don't do alterations? Nope. Just dry cleaning. So producing denim
hmm
consumes a disturbing amount of water.
Oh, really?
Levi Strauss. So this isn't from Fashion United or whatever crap I said before. An actual study by Levi Strauss found that producing one pair of Levi's jeans requires how many liters? They wrote it in liters for some reason. How many liters of water? So it's like 4 liters to a gallon, I think.
Like 100.
3,781.
What?
Because
Because of growing the
yes,
material?
yes, cotton is like one of like the thirstiest like
Oh.
crops to grow. It's like
Uh-huh.
super thirsty to grow. So it takes a lot of water, not only in the process of like growing it, but like in the manufacturing process as well.
So how many liters of water? 3,000?
3,781. So like it's like almost like
3,781?
1,000 gallons. Remember
Wow.
there's like 4 liters in a gallon?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But it's really
Ton.
growing the material. I wonder how
It's
that.
mostly growing the material. Some of it's with the manufacturing, especially if you want like the distressed look. They
Mhm.
have to like wash them over and over and over again with like some chemicals, which like not only like kind of destroys the water itself,
Yeah.
but like it wastes a lot of water to do. They used to do something called to get the distressed look. They used to call it sand blasting, and it's as it sounds. They would just like blast it with sand to give it like the distressed look. Like the process to do it, since you were blasting sand around, like the workers were all getting dust particles and getting lung disease. Like
Holy
in China,
sh.
yeah. Same thing with this. This wasn't like cool since like I was like a little kid. Remember acid wash jeans?
Yeah.
That used to give people like brain issues.
What?
Yeah, because it had like I guess I don't know if it had like lead or something in it, but like the manufacturing process would give people like issues with
What the
like
fuck?
brain issues. Yeah. So
Have you
not
known this? Had you known this like before you buy the pants, like if there was a warning, this pant producing these pants
Like
cause brain
kills
cancer.
kills people in China,
Like you
basically.
wouldn't. It would be like
No,
that's
you
not
wouldn't.
worth it.
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And it's hard to say. So two good things. One, I think it was a Super Bowl commercial last year, or maybe it was a commercial that was on during like some sort of football game, but it
Mhm.
had Jaden Smith in it, and I think it was Levi's actually. And they're
Uh-huh.
trying to say like, don't like we have good quality stuff. Don't throw it out. Buy it for like the long haul.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is fashion's not good, but fast fashion is the issue.
Right.
Is like,
Like the Forever 21.
yeah, like buy stuff, but buy stuff that you're gonna keep for 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Because if you
Yeah.
just buy stuff for the season, every season, I'm pretty guilty of that too. I do that a
Yeah.
lot. But like that's the biggest thing not to do in terms of like if you want to like try and not destroy the environment
Yeah.
with your jeans, buy the best quality you can, wear them until they're done, and if they get ripped or whatever else, patch them up.
They're recyclable too, right?
Yeah,
Material.
or if you get good quality ones, they won't wear out. They were saying that there is like they were finding like even up in the Arctic Circle area, jeans when you wash them, if they're like not the good quality ones, they leave like these little like thin little blue fibers because it's like cotton
Uh-huh.
and denim,
Yeah.
and they're finding them like all up in the ocean and fish and stuff up
Oh
there. So yeah,
wow.
if you get like the better quality ones,
Don't
they don't
disintegrate.
disintegrate as much and
But
they
is it
last long.
biodegradable material though?
I mean, it's like
But it still takes a
I
long
guess
time
yeah. I mean, everything
to break
will
down.
degrade over time,
Yeah.
but yeah. So
Wow. It's kind of like I watched this video about like furniture. Well, first of all, the topic was about how many babies or children are being killed by dressers
oh, because
every
they
year
knock
because
them
they
down on
fall
themselves.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in particular, dressers that are cheap, like
Oh, because
IKEA
they don't
type
weigh a
ones,
lot.
because they don't weigh a lot.
Yeah.
And the fact that furniture from IKEA type places, it's kind of like fast fashion where it's made from cheap material and will break down really easily and then you just toss them out and then buy a new one. But it's really hard. I mean, it's also hard to fault, people who buy from places like IKEA or whatever else because that's what they can afford.
Yeah. Exactly.
It takes money to be able to afford
Yeah.
good quality
Even with the
stuff.
jeans, you're like, oh, let me buy like a nice pair of jeans that'll last me a while, or let me just go get like the $20 because they're on
Yeah.
sales. And it was like, okay, well, the $20 on sale is not going to last you half as long, or
Yeah.
even 10% as long as the good pair of
Yeah,
jeans.
but that's what they have right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. See,
So I mean, I think the responsibilities is on the manufacturer.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. And that's basically they're trying to hold them to more of a standard where it was like, don't manufacture with like sandblasting or
Uh-huh.
like all the things that are corrosive or use all the chemicals. It came up with the name in China. I'll try and find the link later, but there was one in China that was like where they do a lot of like fashion
Yeah.
manufacturing, and it was like the water there is just like black.
Oh,
Like
wow.
it's just filled with chemicals. And they had this lady, she was pulling like little like they had these stones that they like wash clothes with to like make it look like it's worn.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was going into like that like black water and pulling the stones out to like reuse them because they like get like washed out into the thing. I was like, oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where it was like, you also see like I like all those like house flipping shows.
Mhm.
I also think that too. I'm like, oh, these cabinets suck. Let's throw them out. And it was like, oh man, like
Mhm.
just buy the good stuff to start with, right? So
Yeah.
like you didn't have to.
Yeah, but
Everything's
again,
just disposable.
you don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah. And like you said, like sometimes, you go with the trend. You're not gonna keep your flamingo pink tiles in your bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But
Well,
at least some
I
of that
can tell
stuff
you,
right
I can
there.
tell you who's a really good advocate of keeping the jeans for a long time. Simon Cowell, because he's never switched from bootcut jeans, right? Does he not wear the same
That's
bootcut
true,
jeans
yeah.
from the season 1 of
Yeah.
America's Got Talent? He still wears the bootcut jeans.
Yeah.
He loves the bootcut jeans.
He loves bootcut jeans.
I don't know. Do you think he has like the same pair, or do you think? Well, he's really rich,
He's
right?
really rich. He probably has like 20 white shirts, that he refreshes every quarter or whatever.
Yeah.
And because like white shirts are only really good for the first, what, 5 wears,
It's like
unless they're like
it's like
hundreds of dollars.
yeah. I go through white shirts pretty quickly because I wear them a lot. But
Yeah.
yeah. Do you think anybody's told Simon Cowell they like, or do you think he's like, you're gonna catch me wearing Jenkos, you're gonna catch me wearing skinny jeans, and then I'm gonna look like an idiot in 5 years. I'm just gonna wear bootcut forever, and
Yeah.
that's always like semi in fashion. It's never like
That's
that far out of
probably
fashion.
some people like wear the same things because they don't want to have to make that decision every day of like, what do I wear?
I kind of like that decision though, don't you?
Yeah, some people enjoy it. Some people are like, I don't want to waste my time on that.
Hmm.
Or they just have their signature look,
Yeah.
like Steve Jobs,
Oh yeah.
I guess.
He was a weird guy, huh?
The turtleneck.
Turtlenecks are kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah. Couple thoughts I always have.
Uh-huh.
I always ask questions. You know me, I like to ask questions. Why is it called a pair of jeans when it's one singular unit and it's never a pair of shirt?
Mm.
Right? You never wear like a pair of shirt,
Or like a pair of sweaters.
pair of sweaters? Because I thought of it and it was like, maybe because they have 2 holes for your legs. But it was like, give a set of shirts.
Yeah.
So what's the deal? Why'd they call it that?
Well, why is it called a pair of scissors?
I don't know. I don't know. But pair
Uh-huh.
means 2 like things. And pants, pantaloons, were originally 2 like things. You put them on one leg at a time because they actually came in 2 pieces.
Whoa.
You put on one leg, tied it around your waist, and then you put on the other.
So
So I guess it was like 2 separate pieces, and you like put one on, tied it, and then you like pulled the other one up. I don't know exactly. I try to get a visual. From the beginning, about the 16th century, pants have been referred to as a pair. Shirts were always made from a single piece of cloth, or like always, you never put like half and half. So there wasn't like 2 sleeves you had to put on. So they never called it a pair. They said you never
Oh.
call it a pair of bras, you never call it a pair of, because it was just a singular thing.
Oh.
Interesting, right? Because I was always like, why do we call it a pair of pants?
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
So what did they wear underneath? Like the long johns, I guess,
I guess so.
right? Because like you would have holes in your crotch area if
Well, I
it's
guess
two
it was
separate
like,
things.
yeah, I guess it would be. Well, I
Yeah.
guess that's why they're like poofy, like pantaloons, right? Remember there was like you'd remember when we went to the Vatican and I was like, oh, the Vatican guards are gonna be wearing those silly things where they look like, jesters, right?
Mhm.
And that was like, oh, that's their summer outfit. They're not wearing that. But that's like the pantaloons, like the big poofy things.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what people wore back then.
So they didn't develop yet the technique of like seaming it together at the crotch.
I guess not. Yeah. So yeah, it says you would put one leg in, tie it
Yeah.
around your waist, and then
Oh,
put
you
the
know
other
what
leg
it is?
on.
Because they probably didn't tailor it to size.
And that's what
So
they're
they
like
just have
poops.
length. No, so that's why you tie it around so they can sell the same pair whether you're a size 44 or like 24,
Oh.
you know? They probably just have like maybe variations in length, but they didn't have to worry about the waist size.
I guess so. Yeah, because you would just tie it around
Yeah. It would
like
be
hammer
it was
pants.
more
They
economical.
didn't have elastic back then.
No, I guess they didn't.
Had to tie a stupid rope around my pantaloons. Interesting though, right?
Yeah.
One other thing. Did you notice what the inventor of jeans' name was?
Levi Strauss.
Remember my character, Pantsman?
Uh-huh.
That was also his first name.
It's true. But that's you got it from Levi's,
I guess I
right?
got it from Levi. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, you should tell them who Pantsman is.
So I used to come up with like not weird, very smart and very good.
You still come up with
Oh, I
weird.
come up with weird ideas.
Yeah.
It's usually like I had to do a little too much drinking and then my brain thinks weirdly. But there was a character called Pantsman. He was just a man who was just pants. So he was just pants from his ankles up to his shoulders. So he was just like a head-on pants. And his name was Levi Pantsman. And he had like he lived with his cousin who was kind of like like not stoner, but yeah, someone who just kind of like hung out and played video games all day. And his name was Gene Slacker. They're all pants jokes.
And the girlfriend, wasn't there a girlfriend?
Well, there was a love interest. Her name
Yeah.
was Jackie. It was spelled like jacket. She was French. And her overprotective brother, Cody, Coaty, always, got in the way of Pantsman trying to court Jackie.
Yeah. I think that'll actually be really a funny children's book or something.
Yeah, it would be good. I don't know where it was supposed to, but I mean,
Like
there was
an animation.
I mean, he had an anteater because he was always getting ants in his pants, and I actually wanted to make it. So I
Yeah.
wanted to make it, and This again, back when I had no money. I used to be like creative but poor,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do
Because you had
things.
time
I had time to think.
to
I don't have
think
time to think anymore. But
and be creative, explore your
or I put like
brain.
a Craigslist ad out, and I was like, "Can somebody build these pants?" I tried to like describe it. I guess I didn't describe it well.
I think it'll be easier to make it like an animated show,
Oh,
like an
well,
animation, like an Adult Swim, you know?
yeah, like an Adult Swim. But I mean, at that time it would have been like I could film it. I could make it. I could have somebody
Oh,
make me the
right.
pants. And the girl, I was like, oh, I would have parties every Friday night. I was like, oh, come by. We'll discuss the pants, like the cost of the pants. And she came by and she was like, because I guess I talk about cars. She was like, my dad is a Porsche. You want to go like do drugs at my dad's house? I'm like, no, like I invited you over to like discuss the price of building a pair of pants. And then it really fell apart after that. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna find somebody to build these pair of pants. And I never pursued it afterwards. She really wanted me to go to her house and see her dad's Porsche and do drugs. And it was like, no, thanks.
Maybe your post on Craigslist seems like a code word for something else.
No, it definitely didn't. I used to hang out on Craigslist a lot, and I know all the code words. You know what a heater is?
Heater?
Heater.
What's that?
It's a gun.
Oh, so if you're selling a heater, if you're looking for a heater, it's a gun?
It's a gun. You
Okay.
know what ski supplies are?
What?
Cocaine.
Oh, okay.
You learn all the things. You look around,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I see. Oh, this person's up to something. I haven't been
Okay.
on Craigslist in a while, but Craigslist, man, you can find anything on Craigslist.
Yeah,
But
it used to be
it used to be weird.
the thing. Well, because all the other things branched out. Like if you're looking for a job, you used to go to Craigslist. Now you go to LinkedIn.
You go to heaterfinder.com.
If you're looking for apartments or a house, now you go to like Realtor or whatever else or Zillow
We got our
or rental.
rental when we first moved to California off Craigslist,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I bought my car last year off Craigslist.
Yeah,
I still
so-
buy stuff off Craigslist.
You buy and sell stuff now. You have like eBay or Let Go, one of those
Yeah, you
things.
got all sorts of stuff.
Facebook Marketplace replaced that.
That's true.
Craigslist used to be an all-in-one thing. Things used to be so simple,
I loved Craigslist.
but still sketchy. It was still pretty
Oh, you
sketchy.
never knew what you were gonna get into.
Yeah.
Again, hey, can you build me this pair of pants? And it was like,
Yeah.
I can't describe it. Oh, I live local. Yeah, come by, have a party. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
And then it turned into
drug.
come to my dad's
Drug
house and do
invite.
drugs with me. And it was like, no, first of all, I'm currently hosting a party. Like, what do you think this is? I just asked you to build a giant pair of pants for me. Who do you think I am?
That's probably why she thought you.
She was probably like, this guy's nuts.
Yeah, she probably was like, "Oh, he's on drugs. He's on some good shit."
It's like, surprisingly, I'm not.
I
just
want
do a
some
lot
of that.
drinking. Oh boy. But well, somebody will steal the rights to Pantsman and I'll see it on TV and be like, what? I even had a theme song. Remember Tyler Casey wrote it? It was on the pipe organ. Remember, not the pipe organ. Remember that like electric organ in my house? And it was funny. I kind of vaguely remember how it goes.
It's kind of a playful tone. I kind
Yeah.
of remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. He would get pantsed all the time. That was his thing. There's an episode
So,
about everything.
Okay, so if he gets pantsed,
Uh-huh.
what is revealed underneath?
It was just gonna be blurred out and people were gonna be shocked. People were gonna be like, oh my God. Every time. Because he had I think it was Cody was the instigator. And he would
Uh-huh.
pants him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he has no hands to do so.
There's no pants to do so.
How would he put his pants back on?
You wouldn't see it would never be shown. It was him and his thing. They were short episodes. He'd take
That's
his
funny.
anteater for a walk.
Yeah.
Nobody questioned. He was supposed to be like a cool guy in town. And people
Yeah.
and people didn't like Cody. Cody was a jerk. Everybody knew Cody was a jerk. Pansman was a cool dude.
Yeah. I like the concept a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if anyone's listening and they want to turn it into something.
Yeah, reach out. If somebody wants to build me a pair of pants and not try and sell me drugs or make me look at their dad's Porsche, I'm too old for it now. But if you saw that post on Reddit that was very popular when a little boy wanted to be pants for Halloween,
That's what it
it
looked
was
like.
like that's what I was
Well,
going
you
for.
should reach out to the poster and be like, "Can you build me these pants?"
I guess so. I mean, it was like
For
a
my
5-year-old
show.
kid. I'm sure the person just bought pants that are too big for their kid and just stitched them up. But again, nowadays, I have a tailor who tailors my clothes. She would be like, I would probably have to go to a different tailor. And she would be like, what is wrong? But again, I'm not making,
I think it'll be more interesting as an animation.
I guess so.
Yeah, because you could do a lot more with it than
Do you think the Levi's company would
sponsor it.
big pair of 501
Can they
jeans?
retroactively sponsor this episode?
I don't know.
Sponsored by Levi Strauss. It's just called Levi's now, right?
Just called Levi's. They have that little red tag on the butt. That's their signature they've always had, like on the back pocket.
Yeah.
And then again, they only used to have one back pocket. Oh, let me see. Let me find that real quick.
So what's like Guess Arrival or like Wrangler jeans? When did those things like
Like people started making copycats. I
Yeah.
don't know, they probably, when they saw that it was making money, they were like, "Oh, this is
That's
cool."
true, probably in the 50s.
Yeah. So what you learn? Anything interesting?
I learned that what was shocking to me is that it takes up so much water to produce a pair of pants.
Crazy, right? One pair
Yeah.
of pants.
Yeah. How does that compete with like growing an almond?
Oh, I thought an almond was like a gallon of water per almond, which I thought was like a lot.
Yeah.
For one singular almond.
Yeah.
Which would be like,
That's a lot though.
it is a lot.
That's a lot. Or like eating beef, for instance.
Yeah, eating beef's a lot. I don't eat beef.
Yeah. But that's pretty crazy. But that goes for any clothes, I guess.
Mhm.
It might not take up as much because you probably need a lot more
Well,
material
they said
for
that the
jeans.
fashion industry is, let me find that real quick. The fashion industry is the second largest consumer and polluter of water of all
Oh,
industries.
wow.
I couldn't find the first one. Every time I Google it, it like doesn't give you a straight answer, but I believe it's agriculture. I think it's agriculture,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
makes the
yeah.
most
That
sense.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
And, people think fashion like high fashion, but really it's just the clothes that you wear.
Yeah.
So, check out your local Goodwill. I have a friend, Christina. She moved into her place
Mhm.
and she tried her best to really find all her furniture from like thrift
Goodwills.
stores and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Or
makes
like
sense.
antiques because, they tend to be better quality.
They do tend to be
And,
better quality.
you're not, just trying to be conscious of like sustainability stuff.
So I'm gonna go buy a pair of Levi's jeans for $60,000.
You can never
From
wash
the
them.
1800s.
The diamonds will go into the ether.
Well, no, that was the
The dryer
circus,
vent.
secret
The
circus.
secret circus.
What a weird name for a company.
Yeah, because they're freaking circus over there, probably.
Run by a bunch of clowns.
Yeah.
They're gonna sue me. You and your diamond encrusted jeans, come do something about it. All right, well, hopefully you learned something.
Yeah.
Hopefully you found it interesting. Hopefully I didn't talk about Pantsman too much.
No.
Pantsman's a good idea, though. Come
Yeah,
on.
Pants good idea. I agree. And the houseboat show. That's for
Oh,
another episode.
That'll be another episode.
All right. Well, that wraps up this episode. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Try the blue jeans
Once
drink,
again.
the blue devil drink.
Try the Blue Devil drink. We'll post the recipe on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us at Banana Grabber on Instagram. And that's it.
All right, love you.